Hey yo everyone, I'm JP and welcome to Good Talk HQ. Today we have a ton of great games on sale at budget-friendly prices, and every game on the list is at an all-time low. That way you know you're getting a great deal. If this happens to be your first time here, welcome, and if you enjoy the video or we help you save a few dollars, please hit that like button and consider joining the crew by subscribing down below. We'd love to welcome you. And of course, if you've been here before, welcome back. You all are the best. Thanks as always for hanging out. And with all that said, let's go ahead and dive in. Stay safe and please enjoy the video. The Artful Escape is a single-player 2D narrative adventure title that offers players a unique gaming experience throughout the 4-hour story. The graphics are gorgeous and the soundtrack is of the highest quality. Now in this one we play as Francis Vendetti, a skilled musician, and we find ourselves in the midst of an intergalactic journey in order to put together the biggest concert of all time. The story is engaging and mixes in just enough humor to not get overwhelming. It's actually pretty enjoyable all the way through. Now the gameplay is somewhat repetitive, but if you enjoy the genre, you can pick it up for just $9.99, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 31st, but it does require more than 3 gigs for the download. Ashen is an action RPG with a download just under 5 gigs, and it has a main story that will last more than 20 hours to wrap up. Now the game does offer online options as well, if you can find people to join that is, and the game has that familiar Souls-like feel to the combat and leveling system with the randomly generated open world to explore where each playthrough is a bit different from the last. Now aside from the combat, you also have an in-depth crafting system as well, and again the game is no joke, very challenging, every enemy is deadly, and there are a ton of enemies trying to kill you at all times. If you're interested in Ashen, be sure to pick it up before the deal ends on the 31st, it's marked down 75% to just $9.99. Battle Axe is an arcade-style adventure game with a small download just under 200 megabytes, and it offers local co-op for 2 players with a ton of replay value. It's one of those games that's perfect for pick-up and play sessions when you only have a limited amount of time to play something. It has an all-original soundtrack that again is top tier, and they nailed the retro look and feel as well. On top of that, the hack and slash combat is amazing either solo or with a buddy or family member. You have a couple different characters to choose from, and it's a must-buy for fans of the genre. Right now you can pick it up for just $7.49, marked down 75%, and the deal ends on the 9th of August. Make sure to check it out. Blue Fire is a single-player platform RPG with a main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours, and the download is about 5.3 gigs. Now in this one, players embark on a journey through various temples and locations filled with increasingly harder platforming challenges while completing quests and finding collectibles along the way. The art style is phenomenal and the soundtrack is top tier once again, and you can pick up Blue Fire for just $6.79, marked down 66%, and the deal ends on the 13th of August, but keep in mind you'll need about 5 gigs for the install. Up next we have Curse of the Dead Gods, which is a tough roguelike with a unique curse system that separates it from other games in the genre. It's a single-player title that gives you more than 30 hours of gameplay on average with tons of replay value, and of course it does have that tough learning curve that adds to the runtime. Now it's a blast though, the controls feel great, the combat is brutal, plus each run is different from the last, so it's a great game for short play sessions or gaming on the go. The graphics are gorgeous and the music again is top tier and sets the mood perfectly. Now I love the amount of choice the game gives you. Each curse can bring its own set of negatives as well, so you really do have to put some thought into it. And if you're interested in Curse of the Dead Gods, make sure to grab it up before the deal ends on the 1st. It's marked down 60% to just $7.99 and matching an all-time low. Next we have Darkwood, which is a single-player adventure-style RPG that offers roughly 25 to 30 hours of main story gameplay, and the download is around 3.2 gigs. Now this is a challenging survival horror experience featuring a day and night cycle, randomly generated maps, a crafting system, skill trees, and a story with branching paths that you can take. Plus on top of all that, the game doesn't rely on jump scares, rather the fear comes from setting the atmosphere that you feel within the game. You'll need to craft items to survive while exploring during the day and then find shelter at night, and if you're up to the challenge, Darkwood is on sale for just $5.99, marked down 60%, and the deal ends on the 30th. The Diabolical Trilogy is a collection of 3 indie games from Cowcat that offers dozens of hours of gameplay, and it covers a few different genres as well. You'll get Xenon Valkyrie Plus, which is a roguelite platformer, and it's incredibly challenging. You'll also get Riddled Corpses EX, which is an arcade-style twin-stick shooter that starts off pretty tough, but gets easier as you upgrade your character and weapons. And then of course you'll get Demon Tier Plus, which is a top-down dungeon crawler with some RPG mechanics added into the mix. Now 2 of the 3 games include local co-op for 2 players, while Xenon Valkyrie is a single-player game only. The entire bundle is under 400 megabytes for the download, and right now it's on sale for just $5.99, with the deal ending on the 30th at midnight. Lost Epic is a gorgeous 2D action RPG that offers online multiplayer for up to 3 people, and it comes in with the download around 800 megabytes. It offers players quite a bit of weapon and combat variety as well, with beautiful locations to explore, but for me, one thing I think might turn some people away from the game is the excessive grinding that you'll need to do in order to level up at times. Now, of course, if you don't mind grinding, it's no big deal, but just keep it in mind that it's there. There are tons of quests to keep you busy as well, and even a crafting system which you can use to create healing items and other items that give certain buffs while in battle. Right now, Lost Epic is on sale for just $13.49, marked down 25%, and the deal ends on the 4th. Up next, we have Monster Sanctuary, which is a retro RPG that has a download around 650 megabytes and should offer more than 30 hours of gameplay, plus you can even battle friends in 1v1 style combat as well. Now, the game has a unique combination of 2D platforming, RPG mechanics, and monster catching, and while similar to other games in the genre, there's definitely enough here to separate it and make it worth checking out. Now, I was mentioning the PvP, but that just means that you can battle others online with the monsters that you've captured while playing through. It's definitely a cool addition. The graphics are great and it runs well here on the console, and right now you can pick it up for just $5.99, marked down 70% until the 29th. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 is a multiplayer kart racer with both local and online multiplayer options, and I would highly recommend this one over the newer game as it runs better all around and is overall much more fun to play. Now, I've played a ton of online with friends and never had issues with connectivity or lag, and it plays a lot like Mario Kart, but it does bring some unique features that make it stand out a bit from the rest. Now, I'd say if you enjoyed the genre, consider picking this one up if you haven't played it, and come hang out and we'll play sometime. Right now, it's on sale for just $9.99, again marked down 75% and matching an all-time low until the 9th. Overcooked 2 is a multiplayer party-style game where you can play with some friends either locally or online, with the goal being to serve all of the customers while dealing with the crazy kitchens that warp or shift, while also avoiding hazards and making sure none of the food goes bad. It's truly chaotic, and of course with part 2 they added the online feature, which really gives the game a whole new level of mayhem and accessibility. It does have a hefty download around 5.7 gigs and offers unlimited hours of fun, and again it's made by one of our favorite devs, Team 17. The game can be frustrating at times, but if you haven't played Overcooked, it's definitely worth it at just $6.24, marked down 75%, and the deal ends on the 29th at midnight. Primal Light is a retro-inspired single-player action platformer with a download around 280 megabytes, and it gives players 10 different levels to work through, each having their own boss at the end as well. Now, I mentioned the retro feel, and you can definitely tell the devs love the Castlevania series, plus the art design works great here on the console. The combat is pretty intense, and it's a difficult game by default, but there's a slider if you feel it's just a bit too tough. Now, the sound design is top tier as well, and right now you can pick up Primal Light for just $7.49, marked down half price, and the deal ends on the 6th. Next, we have the Resident Evil remake. This is a remake of the classic from the original PlayStation days, and for many fans, it's considered to be one of the best remakes of all time, myself included. Now, we once again find ourselves trapped within the giant puzzle-filled mansion, this time with an HD makeover and some new locations not found in the original game. Now, these games have always had flaws, but for me it just adds to the charm of the genre, and I really hope if you haven't played the first game at some point over the years, that you'll consider playing it here on the console. It's an excellent value at just $9.99. Right now it's marked down to half price and the deal ends on the 6th, but keep in mind pretty much the entire series is on sale as well, and almost all of them are at all-time lows. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is a single-player top-down action-adventure title that gives around 3 to 4 hours of main story gameplay, and it offers a bit of replay value as well. Now, the download is around 350 megabytes, and it lets players adventure through somewhat of an open-world environment, solving puzzles and taking out the numerous different enemies that you'll encounter. The game takes more of a comedic approach to the dialogue and story overall. It's actually a refreshing take on the genre and involves everyone's favorite topic, taxes. If you're interested in Turnip Boy, make sure to grab it up before the deal ends on the 13th. It's marked down to just $5.09 and matching an all-time low. Up next, we have Cozy Grove, which is a single-player adventure life sim, and it has a main story that can last more than 40 hours, and there are daily tasks that you can take place in, so it really does just depend on how much you enjoy the game. Now, as I mentioned, it's a life sim, and this one has us camping out on a haunted island. Over time, as you explore the forest each day, you'll eventually bring color and joy back to Cozy Grove, but it starts off pretty dreary. Again, it's a pretty cool game, and I love that it gives you a reason to come back every day if you feel like it. The hand-drawn art and peaceful soundtrack are top tier. It's the perfect game to chill out with right before bed, and right now you can pick it up at a new low of just $8.72, marked down 42%, and the deal ends on the 2nd. Neon Abyss is a single-player 2D action platformer with a download around 750 megabytes, and the game could take players more than 20 hours to finish up. It's another unique dungeon crawler where you can combine the items and upgrades that you find in nearly unlimited different ways, plus each run is altered by the last, so things are always changing up. There are even multiple different endings you can unlock as well. The controls feel great, the combat is fast and fun, and there's even DLC that you can pick up too if you enjoy the base game. Right now, Neon Abyss is on sale for just $5.99, marked down 70% to a new low, and the deal ends on the 31st. Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara is a new 3D platform adventure title here on the console. It released just yesterday and gives players 8 hours of gameplay with a compelling story that puts us in the shoes of young Koa as we search for collectibles and take out pirates along the way. The map starts off small, but it does expand rather quickly as you find the different pieces, and each new section will have its own islands with multiple levels and usually some sort of boss or event at the end. It controls great here on the console, and from what I've played thus far, I've had no technical issues or crashes. Now for me, I found the game to be a bit easy overall, but they do have 2 different options, one for beginners and one for more experienced players. Right now you can pick it up on sale for just $16.99 with an introductory discount of 15%, and the deal ends on the 14th of next month, and I'll include a few minutes of gameplay here for you to check out. Alright everyone, here are a few other deals to check out while you're already on the eShop. Alright folks, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and let me know down below if you plan to pick anything up this weekend. Take care everyone, thanks for watching.